Order. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, first order of business is you may have realized that I'm actually running the meeting today instead of the usual chairperson, Commissioner Fritz Lecker, to my left, who is not 100%. We're having a remote commissioner coming in from St. Mary's. So we're kind of leaking oil this morning, but we're going to make it. And so we'll do the best we can to get through this together. We'll begin, I presume all had an agenda. So the next item on our agenda is the introductions, beginning with our IT director.
Alan Moore, IT director.
Kimberly Fry, election director.
Justin Felger, managing editor of St. Mary's Daily Press and Ridgeway Record.
Patty Beckwith, office manager, Meyer, Wagner, Brown and Krause. Go ahead.
One Shaw. I'm a senior at Ridgeway Area High School.
Attorney Rick Brown, Elk County Solicitor.
Lecker.
Fritz Lecker, Commissioner. This is what they pay me for.
Good morning, Matt Gleason-Berry, Commissioner.
Todd Straub, Elk County Chief Clerk.
Emily Anders, office administrator.
Matt Fry, Elk County Treasurer.
Connor Vasilio, Transportation Planner with the North Central Pennsylvania Regional Planning Development Commission.
Tracy Gerber, Elk County Planning Director.
Ian Kovat, District Court Administrator.
Okay, awesome. Thank you again for taking the time to be here with us this morning. Next is the approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the agenda as prepared. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the agenda is approved. Here we go. Next is the approval from of the minutes from our April 16th, 2026 Commissioners Meeting. We had a chance to review those. Are there any changes, edits, corrections?
Motion to approve.
Been moved and seconded to approve the meeting minutes. For the discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, next on the agenda is our presentations, beginning first with our Elections Director, Kim Fry, and an update on the electronic poll book pilot program. Kim.
Yes, we're scheduled to do an electronic poll book pilot program in 5 of our precincts. The precincts will be Fox 1, South Fortin, Johnsburg 4th, Ridgeway 1st, and St. Mary's 5th. If all goes well, we will be in full implementation for the November 3rd, 2026 election here in the fall. Our vendor is ES&S, Elections Softwares or Systems and Software. That's where most of our equipment is through. We've had good working relationships with them. So everything's going well. Our poll workers were trained, so they seemed excited about it. So we're happy to do this. So there are a couple other things I want to mention. This is the first time our sample ballots are listed on our website. So if you go to the elections website, there will be a tab that says sample ballots. You click on that, depending on your municipality, click on the municipality and all the ballots are there for this election coming up. May the 12th is the last day to apply for a mail-in absentee ballot, with the ballots coming back for November or for May the 19th by 8 o'clock. And our election is May the 19th, polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And so with the electronic poll books, then really for the voter, there will be no difference. You go in and you tell them who you are and they look you up.
We will have the old system where they sign the paper poll book. But in addition to that, this time, they will also sign the electronic poll pad. So it's, the vote, or the poll worker will look the person up. They will sign with either their finger or stylus, and they'll check them in that.
So it is the wave of the future. So,
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that we are, I know the election board has had a chance to review and be in, with the ES&S folks and learn a little bit about how the electronic poll books. It seems like our poll workers, to their credit, have embraced the idea and willing to go forward with it. So it's the next great thing coming.
Oh, we're excited about it. It's something new for our election.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for Kim? Okay, you're 11 days out, I think, from the you said from the spring primary, so we're getting on short time here.
Yes, everything's going.
Don't panic. It's good. Sure you get out and vote. All right, Kim, thank you. Next up is Connor Vicelio from North Central's Regional Planning Commission with the Transportation Improvement Project. I invited Connor here this morning because we have information that we periodically are asked to provide as a sort of a public review. And as we were talking, it occurred to us that maybe, people wouldn't even realize what is this that we have out there. We can say we have it, but that really doesn't give the context of what it's for and why it's important. So I thank you for coming here and enlightening us a little bit on what it is we have and kind of how it all fits into the municipalities in the county within Elk.
Well, thank you, Commissioner, for inviting me down. Yeah, just I think to start off, so right now we're running a 30-day public comment period for our federal fiscal year 2027 through 2030 transportation improvement program. And for those of you that aren't familiar, that's our 4-year planning program. One of our core priorities that we look at to program dollars that are set from the federal and state level for state roads and bridges and local bridges. As our core projects, it's not to say that there aren't other types of transportation projects that are on there. We also have ATA, because of the public transit projects that are also put on that, as well as the interstate and railroad, if the railroad is programming documents. But our core focus typically is roads and bridges. So right now we have our public comment period that opened last Friday and will run until the 31st. As Commissioner said, we go around and we drop the documents off at different locations. So 30 around the region in the 6 counties. There are 2 here in this building in the planning office and commissioner's office. If anybody would like to review them, our whole 220-page document is there, as well as online. So if anybody would like to look at it online, it's at rpo.ncentral.com. But basically this is the culmination of a 2-year process. If anyone's familiar, we, as the designated entity by the state, are required to develop this program with PennDOT, as well as the counties, to prioritize projects starting in early 2025. So that's, if anybody's familiar with the State Transportation Commission, they put out a survey, and that's the start of public input for where our priorities throughout the state and in the region. And from there, we work on prioritizing the counties, getting feedback, and then working through with our guidance to develop a list of projects. And from there, those list of projects are prioritized, broken down, and then funding is matched up with those. And now we're at the culmination where we do our draft period. We'll finalize the tip, see if there's any changes that need to be made based on public comment, and look to approve that at our June Rural Planning Organization meeting, which is basically our transportation committee meeting. And from there, our board, Planning Commission board, will approve it later on in June, with the program going in effect October, the start of the fiscal year, October 1st. So that's the general timeline, unless there's some wiggle room in case we need to shift, but that's generally how we go. But it's if you're looking at it from a fiscal perspective for the 6 counties, it's $211 million over 4 years. That's programmed for infrastructure. Anybody has any comments? Or... Good point. So we are having a public meeting. It's a hybrid public meeting, May 21st, a Thursday at 10:30 to 11. So we have hybrid options. We have a link for Microsoft Teams meetings. People are also encouraged to join at our office up on 49 Ridgemont Drive here in Ridgeway. And from there, we'll be kind of going over the tip, explaining the process. And then there'll be a short period for people to provide comment if they want to there.
And we have with us our planning director, Tracy Gerber, and when we were mentioning the role planning organization, or RPO, or what you would say would be our transportation committee, the liaison between our municipalities and going up into the committee and ultimately looking for projects to program on the tip would be Tracy, I would think. Tracy conduit.
Tracy's the chair.
Vice chair,
Vice chair.
only vice chair, so
Vice chair.
for another minute, then I'll be chair. Yeah, so much to the vice chair of the RPO currently.
So again, when we have communities that have issues or whatever, they're gonna get a hold of you, and then you are gonna in turn kind of represent that voice to the RPO and ultimately to North Central to try to see if we can get funding for things that we're all sort of already familiar with. I mean, there are bridges in particular, local bridges that may not be what we want them to be, or even, they're state highways, state roads, as you mentioned. But we also look at things, I think, that have to do with safety and, so if we have, that's true, if we have a situation where we might have some realignment, is that done through the tip or not so much?
Yes, if it's federal programming dollars, so if it's highway safety improvement program funding dollars, that's programmed through the tip.
So anything that's that people are aware of out there that they would like to look at in terms of getting funding, it's important to review the document, see what's already being proposed, and then provide comment to Tracy or online, I guess, in order for us to know that we're hitting the target. That's the goal of this. We've got money that will be spent. Let's make sure we spend it in a way that makes the communities better.
Yes, I think an important thing to add is, for this program that we're capturing issues, that there's other programs out there. It's not just this program, the county maintenance departments here, they have a certain amount of funding that's used towards maintenance projects. So you might be out driving around and see the county maintenance or the certain contractor are doing things. They do cover certain things that aren't on the tip, as well as other local funding that gets directed to municipalities. So as long as we're capturing that, we can see if our priorities are right, and if maybe a different program can cover that as well, if it's not to be programmed on our program.
Questions for either Connor or Tracy?
Yeah, just a quick question. How are recent energy prices affecting planning of these projects and whatnot? I mean, just for example, in St. Mary's, gas is almost $5 a gallon. I'm not bitter.
That's a good point. So for this tip, I think we had a 1% to 2% increase to cover inflation. When you're looking down the line for the certain projects, you're looking at the back end of that. So once this programming document is finalized, it gets handed off, and when certain projects come up, it's given to a project manager at the state. And from there, they look to work with their planning office if there's any changes when it comes to scope. And that's what we typically work through, and Tracy does on the RPO committee with our meetings, if there's a certain amendment that needs to be made. So if funds need to be shifted for a certain project to cover those, but we are fiscally constrained. So that might mean, if cutting something here to cover something there, like you said, with those cost adjustments for rising prices. So that's more looking at on the back end as projects are coming through. You're looking at preliminary engineering, utility work, right-of-way acquisition, if needed. That's where those costs might come up. And so there is that kind of room for adjustment where we make amendments throughout the year, which people are free to comment on. We advertise our meetings throughout the year, but that's generally how that process works.
And you're kind of drifting into another area too. I mean, this is primarily, regardless of how high gas prices are going to go, we still are going to need roads to drive on and bridges to go in. So unfortunately, I guess it doesn't matter. We still have to deal with what's in front of us, and that is we have a falling down bridge or a deteriorating road. We have to address that. But then there's another slice to the pie, which is your intermodal and things like that, which also may look at, hey, what can we do more bike paths? Can we do more pedestrian walking paths? What about EV chargers? You know, there's a whole other sort of dynamic that might play more into if we have a higher rising fuel costs and it's deterring people from wanting to drive. Are there alternative means to get them where they need to go? Are there alternative methods to get them to where they need to go? So that's also not necessarily the tip, but it also falls kind of within, I think, your purview in trying to find funding for those projects as well.
So there's kind of an element of, you know, working with it is what it is, but also trying to use what you got to, you know, adapt, I guess would be the word I'd use.
For sure. For sure.
Yes, that's well put. Yeah, that's well put.
And to your point, we're in uncharted waters. We've never seen what it's going to look like. We don't know the repercussions of close to $5 a gallon gas yet. At some point, you know, somebody's going to have to make some decisions. Something else is going to have to go, or you're going to have to stop driving. It's one of those two things.
I'm not nervous at all.
I don't think you are. I've seen you biking here for the
10-mile bike ride. That'd be interesting.
I think Commissioner gave good context and say it's, how would those costs add to the project costs?
Yeah.
From this program perspective, but like he said, we look at it in different ways outside of that in the planning world.
Cool. One question to that.
Anything else for Connor or Tracy? Thank you very much again for being available this morning for the presentations. You're free to go. You're welcome to stay, but you don't have to if you don't want to.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we have no resolutions. We have no old business. Under new business, item number 1 is a request by Domestic Relations. The approval of a contract for front office redesign and installation of enhanced security measures. A bulletproof window by Dagger Construction in the amount of $7,980. Eligible, for 100% reimbursement from Domestic Relations incentive account. And we've invited the Court Administrator, Leanne Kovac, to be here to give us again a little bit of background on this particular item of new business.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. As stated, the request is from the Domestic Relations Office to do a slight reconfiguring of the front lobby where clients interact with staff. The current design has proven to be ineffective at providing the level of privacy that we want to afford to clients who are interacting with staff members. In addition, the current design simply has a standard window that opens to the point where in order to hear what the client is saying, the staff member has to basically lean out of the window. So it's just not an optimal design. So the request is to have Dagger Construction redesign to a small degree the lobby area, to install a transaction window out of bullet resistant glass and relocate the client interaction area to an unutilized area that provides more privacy for those types of interactions. And the quoted amount from Dagger Construction is lower than the requirement for quotes under the county procurement requirements. So we have this one quote because it is beneath that threshold. We're requesting approval to move forward with that, accepting that quote with Dagger and funding it through the Domestic Relations Incentive Fund, which is a restricted use account that can only be utilized for domestic relations, and even then only certain projects, but this would be an eligible project.
That's a win-win, Chris. That's what we call win-win.
Great, I'll make a motion.
Okay. I have a motion to approve the contract for the front office redesign for domestic relations.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Let's see your paper. Record, because you probably can't hear, but that was an affirmative record. Motion carries. Thank you, Leanne. And
Thank you.
again, we're moving forward. It's so cool because again, we're making progress. It's a little bit at a time, but over the years, you're going to see better, more efficient ways of doing things. And this is certainly a part of that. So thank you.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to stay, or you can go.
actually, I am going to cut out just because there is something I have to address back at the office, but then Patty, I'll catch up with you once you're in that building.
Yeah, you want me to come over? Yep, okay,
Thank you.
perfect.
See you, Leanne. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, item number 2 is a request by maintenance ratification of a contract with Anderson Fencing in the amount of $1,980.34 to repair county property due to damage by a third party. These repairs have already been fully reimbursed by the responsible party. Chief Park Strong, do you want to provide any?
Yeah, no, but here, this detail, just a low weed crash out here in our, South Street parking lot. Distracted driver just coasted into our new, PVC fence and took out 2 sections. So we did actually quote, 3 different vendors, and we selected Anderson Fencing, $1,980.34, which has already been paid, by the individual through a cashier's check, so already reimbursed, and the work is scheduled here in the next couple of weeks, if the weather gets okay, so.
Thank you. Happy to report no injuries. There's been much worse, but thankfully no one. Okay, so we need a motion for approval of the ratification of the contract with Anderson Fencing.
So moved.
And a second. Thank you. This is. It's been moved and seconded to approve the contract. Anything further? Hearing nothing, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye?
Aye.
Aye, okay, motion is carried. Thank you. Item number 3, request for allocation of liquid fuel funds in the amount of $7,500 for A, Jones Township for 2A stone purchase, and B, Millstone Township for stone purchase. We've talked about liquid funds, the fuels funds in the past. Each municipality receives $7,500, and then it has to get approved through PennDOT. But first, it has to get approved through us. So I'll take a motion to approve the request on allocating those dollars as presented in the agenda.
I'll make that motion.
Moved.
Second.
Second. Anything further? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 4, request by Veteran Affairs, approval of benefits for 6 veteran burials, 4 spouse burials, and 3 headstones. Motion to approve.
So moved.
And seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item number 5 is a request by the Elk County Ecumenical Courthouse lawn usage on June 26th, 2026 for an ice cream social. I guess that kind of is self-explanatory. They're going to come on a courthouse lawn on a Friday and decide to set up the. So nothing further beyond that. I think of both to accept the request.
I'll make that motion.
Anything further? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, item number 6, request by the Elk County Ecumenical Courthouse lawn usage on August 9th, 2026 for the Glory Bound Music Festival.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It carries. Thank you. Item number 7 is a request for banners on the courthouse lawn. A, Elk County Ecumenical banner for the ice cream social from June 1st through June 26th. On bottom, I'll explain that in a second. Item number 7B, Ridgeway Fire Department for the Ridgeway Carnival from July 1 to August 5th on top. Item 7C, Ridgeway Fire Department for the Rock Valley Revival Music Festival from August 5th through August 14th on the top. And item 7D, Elk County Ecumenical for the Glory Bound Music Festival from August 1st through August 14th on the bottom. Yeah, so as it turns out, I know you would like to chime in on this, but unfortunately with your debilitated voice, we just have no other choice but for me to have to try to run with this. Most of you are already familiar with the idea that we do have space on the corner of the courthouse property where we're allowing organizations to put a banner up to promote whatever it is that they're doing. Not surprisingly, this time of year, there's a lot happening, so we have a lot of requests. In order to try to accommodate those requests, we actually have space, mostly space, for basically a top and a bottom and up and a bottom. So we'll have actually 2 banners going at the same time. So that's how we're gonna, kind of square this, is you're gonna see these multiple banners out there advertising different events at different times. Good luck, kind of read it when you're driving past. That's how that works. So, if there's no questions on that, I would entertain a motion for approval of the request for those banners as presented.
I will make the motion to approve 7A, B, C, and D.
Second, okay, anything further? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, that concludes the items under new business. Correspondence is listed below. Any questions on that, you're welcome to come to the Commissioner's office and we'll show you what we have. Under good of the county, we welcome and encourage the public to attend our meetings. We would normally have an America 250 Pennsylvania update for Commissioner Leffler, but unfortunately this morning it's going to be difficult. But we will say that, and I think, please let me know if I've got this, but we are planning a pretty extensive event for the end of June, on Saturday, June 27th at Sandy Beach Park. And it will be in order to commemorate and celebrate the 250th birthday of the United States. And it's going to involve, in my opinion, it's sort of like a 3-ring circus. There's going to be a lot happening all through the park in the afternoon. So we will provide further details on that. But for now, I'll just use it as a save the date to come down. And I would be surprised if anyone attending doesn't find something interesting to either eat, drink, watch, or do. So keep your fingers crossed for good weather. Oh, the highlight, well, one of the highlights, and it's sort of in the beginning, one of the cornerstone pieces of this is we will be doing what we're calling the Great American Duck Race, which is what it sounds like. There is a bridge and Big Mill Creek that borders the side of Sandy Beach Park. And so from the bridge, we will be dumping the ducks in, they will be racing or floating downstream. And then they'll obviously have a winner of the duck race. But I'm sure it'll be fun to be a part of that. And we have all kinds of other really cool things teed up and ready to go. Some are still in the hopper, so we're not going to tell you too much about those yet, but it'll be an extravaganza. I don't want to oversell it, but it's going to be unlike anything you've ever seen before in your lives. So we're really excited about it. We have a very good core planning group that meets once a week, and we're just stuffing a whole lot into these afternoon hours. So we're going to see how this goes. Enough said on that? Okay, great. Item number 3 is the National Day of Prayer being held tonight at 6 p.m. at the Methodist Church Pavilion in St. Mary's. I know Commissioner Bauer, you said you'll be there for that. Item number, bullet point number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the PAYGO board approved $2,000 in a marketing grant for the 2026 Elk Expo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the Teacher Appreciation Week. It's this week, May 4th through May 8th. Commissioner Bauer, do you want to speak on that at all?
Yeah, so we'd just like to recognize all of our hardworking teachers in the county for what they do in educating all of our children, and let them know that that they do not go unnoticed by the county and the county commissioners.
Thank you. Commissioner Lecker, anything further on that? Okay. And I also would just like to chime in sort of on a personal note. With Teacher Appreciation Week, I have a daughter that's a teacher, an aunt who was a teacher, and my mother, whose 85th birthday would have been today, if she's still been alive, who was also a teacher. So we have a lot of educators in our family. It's very near and dear to us personally. And to echo Commissioner Gebauer's comments, it's incredibly important for the community as well. So shout out to all our great teachers out there. We also learned this morning at the Elk County Prison Board, and I'm remiss that we didn't include this on the agenda. My apologies. It is National Correctional Officers Week as well. Again, I would open the opportunity for either Commissioner Gebauer or Commissioner Lecker if you want to comment. I know, Greg, you had quite a few years in the prison. Did you want to say anything about National Correctional Officers Week?
Yes, first of all, I would like to, I guess, apologize that I actually thought it was next week. But it is indeed this week. So I would just like to state that our correctional officers and facility staff perform a challenging work that often goes unseen by the public. They serve with integrity, compassion, and resilience under demanding circumstances. And this week gives us the opportunity to thank them for protecting our communities and supporting the individuals in their care. Again, we're grateful for the correctional officers, the medical personnel, the counselors, maintenance staff, administrative professionals, and all the employees who contribute to the safe operations of our correctional system. Your work matters and your dedication does not go unnoticed. And it is anybody who works in a correctional setting, it is a very, very challenging job. We have a lot of long-term employees over there at our prison with 20 or more years. I'm going to say probably about half of the staff over there have 20 plus years. So I'd just like to say, kudos to all of our correctional staff at the county prison. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm hopeful that perhaps maybe tomorrow we can work on something to present to them.
Certainly. It's almost like the clean house, dirty house. You go into somebody's house and it's clean, you don't notice. And you go into somebody's house when it's dirty and you're obviously going to see that right away. And we're fortunate because we don't hear anything because they're doing a good job. And unfortunately, ironically, that sometimes doesn't get the attention that it deserves because they're working so well and doing so well. You don't hear about it because there's no problems, and that's what we want. But it's also necessary to take a step back and realize that that doesn't happen by accident. So we've got good people doing good things over there, and this gives us a chance to just take a step back and thank them for that work. Anything further?
Bake brownies.
Am I going to bake brownies?
Be great.
Maybe.
Ask them if
There was a request to see if you'd be available to bake brownies for the correctional staff.
Brownies, yeah, sure, I'll get right on that. I know the warden and deputy warden. I actually at the after the prison board meeting was done, I actually spoke to the deputy warden and gave him our apologies for missing that one. I took the hit for that because honestly, I thought I looked it up last week and I thought when I looked it up, it said it was next week, but indeed I was wrong. But anyway, Rodney told me that he and Scott did buy the staff lunch at the facility. I think he said they were doing that today. So
To your point, we still have one more day in the week. So if we can get it in by tomorrow, then all will be right with the world. So
yeah, perhaps we could do our standard citation and or whatever the citation or proclamation, whichever one pertains, and we could send it over to them tomorrow.
fair enough. All right. They can't eat a citation.
You can write it on the top of the brownies.
Work on it.
Yeah.
We'll get a committee together. Study. All right, the last item, well, not the last, second last item, I just want to reintroduce our student. I don't know if there's anything, I don't want to put you on the spot. Welcome. We're glad to have you here. Always encourage young people to get an opportunity to take a glimpse into what local government looks like. Do you want to say anything?
No.
Okay. So again, you're going to be with Attorney Brown and Patty, just kind of like you'll be coming to the prison after this, going through there, and obviously working with the court is.
Yep,
court
he has
administrative-
graciously allowed us to come over and see the court.
Good. So you'll be given the full baptism by fire and you'll throw it right in. So that's good. But
Are there any good history teachers at your school?
Anyone in particular you can think of?
Yeah,
Possibly.
this is Brown.
This is Brown. That's a coincidence because, my wife's a teacher. Are you related to? We barely talk at home. No. So is she? Yeah. Yeah, it's Karen. She's very good. You like her.
Yeah, she's my senior like teacher.
Okay.
Yes,
She's probably much nicer than her husband, I would think. You don't have to answer that. That's okay. All right, then the last item is going to be, please continue to pray for our military personnel, our families, and our children, their teachers, all elected officials, and peace in the world. Sir, further questions?
I don't believe I do, all the press.
And we have no other taxpayers for comments from taxpayers, so I would then entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Ooh, we will reconvene then on May 21st, same time,
No, conference room one.
same time in conference room one. Yes. As I know.
Hey, if you guys don't mind, can I give you guys a call after the meeting?